What's your view on the privatization of refineries as well? Do you think that's a good sign as well?
I want to believe so. It's nothing different from what we've been talking about. It's about privatization. It's privatization. If we believe in privatization, you see, government has no business in business. Government is to provide the enabling environment. Running the refineries, what have we been getting out of it for these years? Nothing. We continue, despite the refineries being there, we continue importing. And our money continues going down the drain. Why, for God's sake, why don't we release these refineries to private sector? The money we've been putting into it can be put into other public needs. My view is that that is the way to go, like the power sector. The only thing is that it has to be transparent when it's been done. Transparency matters. The staff, the employees have to be carried along. And it should be devoid of all these shady deals. If it is done the way it should be done, we are going to be better off at the end of the day.
Now, looking at the challenges, confronting the oil and gas sector, I mean, a whole lot of solutions, have been brought to the front burner over the years, and how we can, perhaps tackle some of these problems. But from your vantage point, where do you really think we should start from, addressing this cankerworm, especially the issue of the PIB, which has not yet been passed?
Yes, oil and gas, the key challenges I see there, uncertainty in policy, like the PIB.
Yes, that's another guess. In fact, that is the main.
By now, one would have expected
crux.
The PIB to have been passed. And if this is put in place, oil and gas is a very huge investment effort. It requires huge investment. You need to be sure of what is going to happen. In the situation you are not sure whether the PIB is going to be passed, and if it is going to be passed, in what form, is it the form it is presently, which we are saying is not going to encourage investment. That's one of the challenges. In the area of government neglect of the host communities, which has always led to hostilities in the area, such that the companies, the investors, find it difficult operating. That is a challenge facing the oil and gas. And if you see what is happening with regards to vandalization, oil theft, that's another challenge. The challenges are numerous. These are a few of them.
Now, the rate of unemployment keeps increasing, in the country. That has been a big problem for Nigerians in so many years. What do you think is the way out? How do we solve the problem of unemployment?
Yeah, thank you very much. Solution to the problem of employment in the country, number one, is to increase the productive capacity of the country. You too agree with me. The whole lot of things that can be achieved, it will run across. You will see the kind of change we are going to have. Like I said, increase the productive capacity of the economy. That's the number one thing. Security situation in the country, improving on it. If this is improved, definitely investors will want to come in. Yes, we are having investors, but it will spread rather than being just in one sector now. We are talking of growth rate, positive growth rate of about 7% in our economy. How does that growth rate spread? The growth, how has it been spread? It's just across very few sectors. We are not having an inclusive growth. If the growth is inclusive, if it spreads across many sectors, employment will be created. Manufacturing, agriculture, those are the real employers of labor.
Especially
oil and
agriculture.
Gas, yeah, especially agriculture, manufacturing as well. Oil and gas, yes, oil alone is giving us about 80% of our revenue. And how many people have been employed in oil? That is the challenge. We can
which takes
grow
us
this
back
economy.
again to the PIB which you talked
Which
about.
I talk about. Yes, we can grow this economy even retaining the kind of revenue we are getting from the oil, by the time we diversify the economy into agriculture, into manufacturing, by the time these two come up, you will see we are going to be #1 economy in Africa, not #2 we are now. So creating employment, the #1 thing is increase the productive capacity of the country. And
how has your relationship been with the federal government? You know, of course, the state government as well, you know, in terms of advising government and on policies and what have you?
I want to believe we've been having a cordial relationship, that we may sometimes differ in perspectives as to how some things are handled. But by and large, I think we are getting on with both the state and the federal governments. We've had situations where we are invited, like in Lagos State where we operate, where I said the economy is going on. We had very recently what Lagos State government called corporate assembly, where the private sector meets with the government. We present what we feel the government has done, and they give us what they think they want to do and what they are doing. So that is a sign that we are getting on well with each other. I think we have a cordial relationship. Like I said, we may differ perspective in some areas. But the most important thing is, I believe, both federal and the states, we are doing very well with each other.
All right, Mr. Remi Bello, we're really running out of time. But before I let you go, let me just ask you this question on a personal note. I mean, who exactly is Mr. Remi Bello?
Mr. Remi Bello, if I may say, or Alhaji Remi Bello, like people call me. I'm the president of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry by the grace of God today. The managing director of Pt.3 Nigeria Limited, a company that has been around since 1958. We manufacture windows and doors. And I've always been part of chamber movement for quite a while. I believe that's why I'm being rewarded by being the president of the chamber today. And by the grace of God, I foresee to be in this office for the next 2 years, when I hope I would have been able to make my mark in the Nigerian economy, because the chamber is not out for anything but to advocate for its members, for good public policy, for a good environment, for a good economy, for the betterment of investors and the citizenry. In short, better living to every Nigerian.
Well, we certainly hope that you will have all the wherewithal and, of course, support to carry out all the things that you set out to achieve as president of the LCCI. Mr. Remi Bello, we thank you so much for spending time with us on Question Time.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
The race by the present-day government at both the federal, state and even local level to transform the state of the Nigerian economy is very much on, no doubt. Well, while some analysts say some improvements have already been made, a lot more work still needs to be done for Nigeria to develop virtually all her sectors and rank among the best developed countries of the world. We hope to see more input from the Lagos Chamber of Commerce in its functions and responsibilities to the government and, of course, the people of Nigeria. But at the end of it all, perhaps we may have wonderful stories to tell about the economy. Well, that's it for now. Do remember to send us your questions, comments and suggestions to questiontime@channelstv.com or watch us online also via channelstv.com. Until we come your way again, I'm Ayotunde Balogun.